Hey guys, Rilhon here and welcome back to another episode of the tutorial series. Today we're going to do some detailing work around the ship, finish up some stuff, and we're also going to do the rigging for the masts. So let's get right into it. Now real quick here, before we start off camera, I have added in the yellow line. I've chosen to represent this with oak buttons, but you could do, of course, yellow terracotta or whatever you want to use. It's up to you, of course. I just thought that fit a little bit more. I think blocks are a little bit too much for this scale, so that's what I did. I've also, as you can see, added in railings all over the ship. So for this scale I've used iron bars. I think that probably works best. For other scales though, I would recommend maybe using lit lightning rods. But that's a little bit complicated, so maybe I'll stick to iron bars. They look fine. But yeah, I've added them there. Up on the roofs of all of the deck houses here, the raised decks here of the lounge and smoke room. Some here around the engineers' deck house here. Even around the second class, and then of course on the poop deck. So that's what I've done. I also replaced this, or added a border here. This orange dado, as it's called, in both of the well decks. It's supposed to be in a kind of an orange color. That goes all the way around. And yeah, that's what I've done so far. We're going to start off by building the bridge windows and the wing cabs. So let's begin here. Add 4 blocks, 4 smooth quartz blocks, as well as some stone slabs. And that is pretty much the wing cabs done. Not very hard to do. Something like that. If you want to, you can use that. Maybe that looks good. Yeah, maybe. And keep that for now. It kind of curved up a bit, had a little bit of a fashion plate situation going there again. Let's do the bridge windows. So I'm going to do like a alternating pattern with slabs and stairs. So what I did here, I did slabs in the middle and on the sides like this. And then I do stairs like this. And then like this, so we have this situation here. Allows to have a little bit more windows when you would only really have 4 otherwise. In real life, of course, Titanic had 9 windows, I think. I guess that's possible to do, but you'd also have if you just do this, maybe you can do more, but then you would have this in the middle. A 1 block window, and that wouldn't look very good, so that's what I've done here. We could also replace this here. Just the roof of the bridge on Olympic, it was white, so that's something you could do. I'm going to replace this ceiling here, or this roof here, with the quartz slab, so there's a little bit more space. Because why not? Like that, and like that. There should also be kind of a wall sticking out on both the sides here. Also a window. Like that. So that is the bridge done. Kinda looks a little bit more like Olympic now. Kind of a face almost. I think that's how I would describe it. But yes, I will now move on to work on the hatches. Again, this is just a reminder how I mark out where the hatches are supposed to be. So this is the forward hatch here on the B deck, on the forecastle deck, so I marked that out here. And the other hatches are on C deck. I will line those out off camera and then put them in the game, but I've already shown how this is done, so I'm not gonna do that again. So, building the first hatch here. No, sorry, that's supposed to be this wide. And then there is it's called a breakwater going back here. Sort of meant to redirect any potential wave that crashes over the deck. Sort of redirect it away. And that was also apparently the reason why ships like Titanic had these well decks. It's what was meant that the waves would like flow down and stop there. But apparently it wasn't very super useful. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was something like that. Which is why not all ships had them. I guess that's a reason why Queen Mary had a well deck, but then Queen Elizabeth didn't. Let's add one more layer. But yeah, I use snow blocks for this to give it a nice, nicer curve, or not curve, but angle. As opposed to just using slabs like this. I did this before, it's kinda ugly in comparison. And there we go. And now we can add in the rest. So this was actually I'm turning it to Sean Connery again. This was a black, pinned black, like a rim around, and that's the case for all of the hatches on the ship. Now this hatch looked something like this. It had some, I don't know if I should call them portholes, but like windows on top, like that. It also had some supports on the sides. You can actually do black stone instead. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Moving along that. On Titanic, this was kinda sloped back a bit or smoothed back because the Olympics hatch was blown off in a storm, or I can't believe, or not can't believe, but I can't remember exactly how it was, but Titanic was rounded while Olympics was kind of straight like this. So that's the main difference between them. But yeah, that's the forward hatch done. So these are the two forward hatches. So just do the same principle, outline them in paint and just put them in the game. Like this. We're going to push this wall a little bit forward. Because it had kind of an indent around the hatch here, and there were doors here that would lead into the firemen's and other crew quarters in the bow. Could lead all the way down to the tank top as well. So that's that. And now we will add the hatch like covers on top. So I'm just gonna put these blocks in for now. And yeah, they were sort of like this. Stack this because I'm really lazy. Stack 10. Nope, I need to add this in. There we go. Those are the forward hatches. Maybe they're a little bit low. I could probably raise this up one step actually to account for the shear. Or maybe not. That's up to you, what you do. But yeah, that's the forward hatches. Let's move on to the aft ones. And those are the aft hatches done. So these look the same as the ones in the bow. And then there were two hatches up here on B deck. These are the store hatches down into the food stores. And I didn't have a black trim around. They had just a white one like this. So those are the hatches done. Let's move on to some other details. Do these hatches here on like right forward of the docking bridge. These were like small skylights down into the steering engine gear. And they had like portholes on the sides. They didn't have any on top. So let's just represent these this way here real quick, something like that. Don't need to do them too complicated. Let's do some carpets on top for detail. But yeah, that's that. Let's get started on the vents, the boiler room fan vents that were up like right next to all of the funnels. So let's begin here, the forward one. It looked something like this. Can I do this? Yes, I can. Good. It's actually a little bit too long. Want that to go on behind, and then we can do, yeah, this. That looks better. And I need some iron bars. There we go. That's generally what you want. They were a little bit different in like width and size, all of them. So I advise you look at the plans, study them closely, and make sure that they're correct. I'm just gonna do them all the same right now though, just for consistency's sake. And you'll have to do the rest. I'm not going to do like all of the super small detailing like the smaller ventilators and like the small gritty detailing, because not really the point of this series. I forgot to mention that the ventilators here looked a little bit different. They were far more sunk into the floor, quote unquote. So they look like this roughly, and then the same case over here. There we go. I will do this. I will replace the smooth quartz with stone. Then I'll fill in the open holes here, like that. These were kind of painted. Not painted, actually. This was concrete, or no, not concrete. Sorry, steel. Bare steel decking. So. Oh, that looks weird here. We can just do this here. Try and look past that. See, that's the benefit of doing larger scales. You can kind of do double walls and stuff like that. Avoid these situations where it's kind of not symmetrical. If that makes sense. Let's do the same thing here. That all the way around. Here the ventilator looked like this. Didn't have anything at all, mostly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, let's move on to the engine room skylight. We can actually give this more of a sharp slope to it, something like this. And then these were divided up into 4 different skylights, so we're very lucky here that we can actually do that. So like this. There we go. Then we can just add in some iron trapdoors and something along these lines to show that they're open. Over here we'll do the same as before. We can add in some stone if I can find it. There we go. Let's fill in the space is left. Back on the aft side of this is the second class entrance deck house here. This is their promenade deck. There were 2 fairly large ventilators that provided air down into the electric engine room. So that's what I'll add here. We can have some trapdoors to simulate the vent itself that goes down. So that is that. Then I don't know. Yeah, let's when we're at it here at the stern, Trying to find the block I want. Let's add in the let's add in the flagpole. Yes, perfect. I finally got it. That would have been this is the, oh, rip button. This is the blue ensign. So it's very small scale, so we can just do something like this here. Simulate that it's sort of flapping around in the wind. There we go. Flagpole. Let's improve the docking bridge. It's kind of bare now, it doesn't look like it at all. I will replace this with birch slabs or oak if you use that. All of it around, and then you'll put iron trapdoors on the sides. And then use the debug stick to activate them. You can also use commands to keep the trapdoors activated. I think you can do that in Bedrock as well. I'm not sure though. I don't know what to do here. Maybe we can do this maybe. Yeah, that's good. There was also a small staircase or ladder that went up here. It's very steep, so let's just use a ladder, something like that. And here on the side there was actually a door that led down into the steering gear compartment, so we can just put that there to symbolize that. Yeah, that's the docking bridge done. It looks a little bit better now. I think it's time we work on the cargo cranes, so let's get started on that. Actually, one thing before we do that, I'm going to do the same thing here like I did in the bow. I'm not going to like measure this exactly, I'm just going to freestyle this now, but there were kind of sunken in little sheltered areas here for third class. That's pretty much their only sheltered promenade on the entire ship, so on both sides it looked like this roughly. Again, if you want this to be very accurate, just measure it and try and make it look as accurate as possible. Let's remove one block there. There we go. And one final thing you can do on this side if you want. There was a small bar for the smoke room, third class smoke room that was inside of there. So that was just there. It's a minor detail. Yeah, that's that done. Let's move on to the cargo cranes. Right, so we're here in the bow here. I again marked this out exactly where we're supposed to build these, so I'll do that right now. Okay, they look like this here. Let's do this. 3 blocks tall. We will add a stone base here. That would have been steel, I think. Unfortunately, these aren't symmetrical or like a block in the middle, so it's sad, but what can you do? That's on that block. Let's use stained glass to simulate the kind of rope. Put that back one step actually. I want to add in this little shape like that. Or it's not that tall. I think that is better. Yeah, that's good. Now I kind of want it to be 1 block forward. I never decide, and I should probably prepare myself a little bit better with these tutorials. Something like that. It doesn't look perfect, of course, but it's up to you to try and improve it. I mostly just do this to get you started and work yourself on these builds. We can copy this to the stern. There we go. It looks really bad when it's not centered, but again, I really encourage you to build in different scales and make it look better, because that's not so hard to do. Yeah, that's 6 of them done. There's one more up here. This was actually a little bit smaller than the rest, so we will reflect that in how we build it as well, I think. This was meant for the food store hatch. Actually, no, let's just bring this up here, why not? I will just real quick replace this with chains instead, looks much better. I will also add a grindstone at the end, like that. Let's just do that real quick. Alright, so I replaced all of this with chains, and I also copied this to the other side. I also added in some walls around them to make them a little bit more curved. And finally, I made a mistake here. These are not supposed to have the orange dado, whatever it's called. It's only the ones down in the well deck that would have that. There we go, so that is the cargo cranes. Now I will really quick build the skylights for the grand staircases. It would look something like this. Like that, and there would have been some skylights down. Let's do this here. On Olympic there were kind of portholes on the sides that kind of had these shutters so they could close. But Titanic did not have those. It was only Olympic. And then there was also, of course, the skylight over here. It's obviously just exterior only. This build will not have any interior tutorials, but I do want to do that in the future, but with like a larger scale build, so look forward to that. And then same case here. These little shutters. There we go. Olympic only, so not on Titanic. Alright, I forgot. Let's add in the compass platform. So I just need to check the measurements. I'll be right back. Alright, so it's 10 blocks from this point here. There we go. It's kind of wide, it's like support beams. Not so much the platform itself. Like this maybe. And there was also a staircase that led up from behind. As well as a little bit of a dome underneath this tiny little raised section here. This is for the lounge from underneath. Lounge. I always struggle with that word. Yeah. Again, doesn't look perfect, but it's only so much you can do in this scale. I use that excuse a lot when I build this, and it is frustrating, really, very much. I'm not used to building at this scale, I only build, like I said, with larger scales, so this can be very frustrating at times to do. But yeah, that's the compass platform. Let's move on to the stabilizers, the stabilizer fins, whatever they're called, down here. Alright, so I've measured roughly where it's supposed to be. In the aft part, it begins in this second lifeboat from the front here, roughly a little bit forward of the middle of it. Goes all the way back, or forward, sorry. Oops, that go over? Yeah, it did. There we go, and it goes all the way up to the forward davit of this final lifeboat here, in this row. And let me just really quickly copy this to the other side. Alright, so that's the stabilizers. For knowing or determining exactly where those went, I recommend using Bob Red's Olympic class plans. So go to Google and search for Bob Red Titanic plans, and you'll have some deck plans that detail those very well. Yeah, those are pretty much like the major details. Actually, remembered. I keep remembering. I keep forgetting, and then I remember. We'll add in the anchor gear. Anchor gear. This is the forward, like the auxiliary anchor. They've been deployed in rough seas when they needed a third anchor. Anchor. That word is losing all its meaning. There we go. There was an anchor in here. So like that. I need to do it more complicated. That was also, of course, the cargo crane. Not cargo crane, anchor crane. Right in front. Stairs instead, so we have a more steep curve to it. And we can do that. Alternatively, we could also use iron trapdoors. No, that's not. That looks weird. Alright, that works. Now we will move on to the rigging, final part of this episode. Alright, so we're back here looking at the plans. We want to start work on the rigging, and we're going to start on the masts first, and then move on to the funnel stays. So we're going to work on the forward mast. There are a couple of pieces of rigging that you want to focus on. There are these two connecting to the front of the masts, to the very peak of the bow. There's this line here, and then there are this one and this one, as well as this one connected to the funnel. And then there's also these climbable little ropes here on the sides. And then in the aft mast there is this large one in the back, and then these two in the forward part, as well as this one here. And then there's this climbable thing again. I'm not actually sure what they were used for. I think it was that they would fit a masthead lamp, an oil lamp up there, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, those are the main things we'll do, and then after that we'll work on the overhead Marconi wireless aerial rigging, and then connect that down, as you can see there. And finally we'll finish off with the funnels. So let's get to it. What we want to do is use paint.net. I should have prepared this better. Use the profile, and then we don't need to trace the lines, but we can just mark out where they end and where they begin, basically. So this one goes to about here, and yeah, that one goes to about there roughly. Then there's a point there, which that line connects to, and that line. I think that's all. That point, and that point, yeah. And then we move on to the aft one. There is a point up here, as well as one here and one here, so that's just 3. We'll mark those out on the ship, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have now marked out all of the points where we're going to pull the rigging from. Now before we begin, I really, once again, recommend please download WorldEdit if you are on Java, please. It's so good, and it actually has a command which is perfect for us here. So I'm sorry, Bedrock users, move to Java. It's the better version. We are going to do //line. So what you first want to do, of course, like I did there, I mark 2 points. Then I do //line. We can do any block. Let's do pink wool. Just do that as a temporary block. That is a perfect line. So that's the first piece of rigging. Let's do the second one. The one that's slightly below it. Right there. Oh, I just barely paused to sneeze there. Anyway, let's continue. Then there's a third one down here. We could do this one. Oops, need a block. Goes to the forward funnel, connects to the top there. We can do this one. It goes to the corners here, right behind this fashion plate, and basically there's a little bit of a corner piece that sits here, and it's supposed to go on top of it, like that. And also, same point goes down there. So those 2 ones. Also, these 2 you should mirror to the other side. You should not do them separately, like do this side first and then do that side. The lines often become a little bit different. Oops, sorry. Depending on, well, not that it depends, but it's often quite random. I did not select it correctly. Let's try that again. There we go. So you should either copy it and flip it over manually, or just do it with a command like this. There we go. Some people have been asking me to do a WorldEdit tutorial. I might do one in the future, but I really recommend that you look it up yourselves, because it's not that hard to do. Oh shit, 1 second. I forgot to mark out that one, where this goes here, so that goes around there, those 2 blocks. And let's do a different one here, maybe replace that with sign wool. Oops. That is not the right command. We're meant to do /line. Can this work, please? There we go, thank you. So we want two blocks down there going to the same point up there. And then the same to the side. There we go. That's the forward mast rigging done. Or not done, but it's outlined. We will replace these later with the appropriate blocks, basically. We're also laid out where the funnel stays are gonna go. So we'll do that after we finish the masts, basically. Alright, let's begin with the one in the back here. Goes up all the way to the top, or almost all the way. Here. Line big wool. And then this one goes to that one. As well as this one. Similar story to the one in the bow. Two ones goes to the same point. Yeah, that one went on there. This one goes to here. And this one is another one of those climbable ones, so that each of you want a different color. And please get the right one. No, that's not the right one. There we go. So you want two ones there as well, as the one in the bow. And then here, this one goes up to there. And finally, this one goes to that one. There we go. Let us flip these 4 lines. Pink wool, please. Here we go. And that's the mast rigging. There's a yellow wool here, that's weird. Anyway, let's do the funnel rigging, why not? Alright, so, forward funnel. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 funnel stays, as you can see here from the top. You should have marked these out yourself, so you know where they're supposed to go. Again, I recommend the Bob Red's plans for this. I should have that linked in the video description, because he has a top-down view that you can see all of where all of the funnel rigging or funnel stays goes to. You can use that as a guide. But yeah, that one goes to that one, so let's do lime wool this time. This one goes to that one, this to that to this. Exciting commentary. There we go. It's a forward funnel. I will fast forward this, I think, then we'll come back. Alright. That is the funnels done, quote-unquote done. But, before we start replacing all of these, let's do this top Marconi wire here. Let's stack that 100 blocks, 150, 180. That is one off. Also, we can raise that up there. There we go. That is now at its most tight position, so let's we're going to want to give this some slack. So what we do is I usually do let's say we do 9 blocks, then we mark that out, go all the way to the back, that out, and then can go from that block, go a little bit more, let's say 19 maybe. So we lower this down, don't need to give this too much slack. I believe they could change how much slack this had, so I can actually, let's move this down to that's 19, so that's what we want. And I'll do like 32 maybe. And then the same on this side, and then I think it's done. I think that's enough. Enough slack. So that, yeah, that's 32 from there. Move that down. There we go. Now this was divided up into 4 aerials, or it basically how it looked. There was a little bit of a thing here. I don't know how to describe it, but from this point it became 4. That's really hard to do in this scale, so I just do 2, and then it divided up like this. So we'll go all the way here. Do the same thing here, and then we'll delete this one, the middle. Go all the way to the bow again. It connected up to roughly here, if my measurements are correct. Go! So that is the rigging done, or outlined. I'm taking a photo of that, that looks very interesting. Very colorful. But yeah, now what do we want to replace this with? Well, in the past people usually used cobweb or glass. I don't really think those are good. Personally, I think they're a little bit too big. Cobweb works though, but glass is way too big, like regular glass like that. Yeah, that's way too big, especially this scale too. So yeah, I recommend either using black stained glass and then filling in the gaps so it connects like that, or doing buttons. So that's kind of tedious to do, so it's not for everyone, but replace polished blackstone buttons. That's what I use. So it looks like that. They don't pop off if you don't touch them from the side that they connect to. And if I move that, it's gonna pop off. So that's something you gotta think about. You can also angle these. You can see right now it's not symmetrical. So you can do these 2 parenthesis thingies and then do face floor. So now they're situated in the middle. That's something you can do. I think I'll go with black stained glass paints though this time. And I'm not gonna connect them. It's just so much work. I just wanted you to know how I do it, basically. I will begin with the mast rigging. Let's do set block. Let's choose this point here, and I will replace pink wool with black stained glass pane. There we go. That still looks kind of good. A little bit weird in these sections maybe, but yeah. You could also do chains, that's another one. Let's try that real quick. But then you can also angle those, the better position, yeah. That works as well, but here you need to make them face a different direction. Just think about that. It's up to you. Let's do this for now. And we want to replace this with a different block. I usually do dark oak fences. So we're gonna replace sign wool with dark oak fence, like that. So that looks like a ladder, or not a ladder, but you know, rope, yeah, rope ladder. That's how you speak. Well done. And this I would make connect. It's a much, not much thicker, but it feels a little bit thicker, that type of cable rigging. I'm sorry. I'm bad. Connect down there. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Let's do the same here. Make it connect. Oops. We're gonna fast forward this as well. We need that one there though. I will real quick just flip these over. Line, wool, flip right, and then paste. And we'll replace lime wool with black stained glass pane. There we go. Looks good. And now finally, let's replace the yellow wool. I'm finding it really hard to type while I do these tutorials because no, what's this? I forget to do one. Oh, no, this didn't connect for some reason. Yeah, I'm finding it really hard to type when I do these tutorials because I have a big mic in front of me and that kind of obscures the keyboard, so I need to like navigate my way around. And it's really awkward. Let's do the same thing here. This one I kind of want to connect though. Looks a little bit better. Let's do that. I usually connect all of my rigging if I do glass panes, so I'm gonna do that off camera, if anything. That doesn't connect up. Replace that there. There we go. That looks good. Alright, that's the rigging done. Very nice. Let's quickly add in the crow's nest. I had someone tell me about that in the last episode. Alright, so that is 13 blocks up. That's about here. Maybe a little bit up. There we go. It was white, painted white. Look something like this. Add a little bit of a trim around it. And we can add in. Hello? Yes, there we go. On the bottom and on that one there, the trapdoor. There we go. Also add a little bit of a bell. Hello? I found Bell. Mr. Bell, Joseph Bell. That is not a bell, that is a lantern. There we go. There's also a bell down here. And one bell here. Oh, I want to place that there, please. There we go. Nice. 3 bells. Anyway, that's about it for this tutorial, this episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching this. Next episode is probably going to be the conversion episode. So I convert Olympic into Titanic and then into Britannic. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.